Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to King David Ministry. Praise the living creator with me. Praise the living creator in me. Praise the Most High. Higher, higher. I wanted to being some backing tunes and that lot, but I've got a busy household, yeah. I'm supporting someone especially, so I'm going to try my best. I'm going to get through this year. This is a continuation from the lesson yesterday. Okay, praise high for wisdom. Feast of Shavat, all known as the Feast of Weeks, 50 days after the first fruits. Scripture reference, Exodus chapter 34:22, observed May the 22nd, May the 25th at sundown, yeah, buddy. It lasts for one day. The holiday serves as a dual purpose, as both a spiritual milestone. Do some beans, my boy. Ancient agricultural harvest celebration, named because it occurs precisely 7 weeks, 50 days after the second day of Passover. Beans and I'll do some beans, don't you worry, my boy. This counting period is known as the Omer in the morning. Not to worry about the next day, don't you worry. The time is giving, the time of giving our Torah and the law. When Higher revealed the 613 commandments to the Israelites, not just the 10 commandments, you understand? Unlike, you best believe, my boy, unlike other major festivals that with prominent physical rituals like dwelling in a sukkot or a tent, a booth, or holding a Passover, Shabbat is a uniquely focused in the morning, my boy, you best believe, on commonly study and spiritual renewal. Community study and spiritual renewal. We use together entire communities for a reading of the 613 commandments and the Torah. In the morning, my boy, reading the book of Ruth because its narrative takes place during the spring grain harvest. Ruth, as she's a Moabite, she was a Moabite. Ruth's voluntary choice to embrace our Israelite ways mirrors the Israelites' willingness to accept Torah and the law. Shavat is classed as Yom Tov, holy holiday, meaning observant Israelites are to refrain from regular working labour. Instead, it's meant to be a time spent with family. However, we are prisoners of war under Dumdai verses 1452. So do the holy days to the best of your abilities and ask grace and mercy from Higher who made us. That's that first message you wanted to bring forth. Links to Toast, Beans on Toast, don't you worry, my boys. Yeah, tomorrow, Beans on Toast Cafe. Links to Vampires and Red Mercury, repelled by garlic. Red Mercury is the same for vampires, both repelled by garlic. You can't see the reflection in the mirror, same for Red Mercury, same for vampires. Mirrors, reflection, just like vampires. The Red Mercury is hafted from vampire bats. How interesting that vampires can change into bats too. Reptilians and Dracons hate the sound of bells. It's all about bells now. They hate the sound of bells. The moment the bell is rang, it retracts instinctively, running from the source as fast as it can. That is why the Tartarians had the bells everywhere. The reptilians, the sound is more than just a painful noise. In the morning, my boy, don't you worry. To the sensitive ears, it's torment that cuts deep. Each bell's unique frequency gnawing at its mind. The vibration, pitch, and tone drives the reptilian to the brink of insanity, triggering an obsessive response that it cannot control. This is the real reason why the oppressor was collecting bells, because the reptilians can't stand bells. Bells were collected all around the world. The change in tone weakens their power, making it impossible for them to maintain their human form. This is vividly shown in the movie Venom. They can shapeshift, so when you see the pictures of broken bowels, you know who is responsible. Without the bowels destroyed, they would have had no power. Since the 1700s, they have been hunting down bowels. The reason being the bowels give off a pure frequency that reptilians and Dracons do not like. The Dracons and reptilians allied together to take over the Tartarians because the Tartarians lived in perfect harmony with nature through the ether, as I showed you yesterday, and they used the bowels and the resonance of the bowels to keep the reptilians and Dracos away from them. Ask yourself, why did the Nazis take the bowels between 1939 and 1944 under Adolf Hitler, German Workers' Party? That's what it's under, the German Workers' Party. 175,000 bowels were confiscated from the towers. 2 seconds, I'm still let the dog out a minute. is out. Sorry, Daddy. Sorry. Almost tripped over then. The dog is out. Is okay. So 175,000 barrels were confiscated from towers throughout Europe. So let me get this straight. There's a war going on, and the soldiers had time to go and collect 175,000 barrels. What you need to understand is that there was no war. They were just going around destroying Tartarian buildings, getting rid of Tartarian technology. Also, the same happened in the Americas too during the Revolutionary War. Barrels are removed. Google Mission Barrels, California. In 1776, a lot happened. A man called Pujavet lost a war. By 1775, the war was over. The last stronghold of the Tartarians had, and the United States was weakened. This was when the Roman boys moved in and established, if I pronounce that right, forgive me, established themselves in the capital and began to remove all the barrels. Pugatchev's rebellion, if you Google that, the largest peasant revolt in Russia, Russia's empire history. Next thing you know, in 1776, all of a sudden, the Americas is being established. Stargate. Information on Stargates now, people. Stargates, if you know about the show Stargate, yeah, this is real thing, man. Okay, they put it in the truth in plain sight. What is metal that can be moved fast and can cover the circumference of this at the same time? Mercury can do this. So remember, vampire blood or red mercury is repelled by garlic and attracted to gold. No reflection in the mirror. Red mercury was definitely used in free energy tech. You can run a whole city off red mercury infinitely for free, just like Tartaria, Hyperborea, in the morning. Ancient Egypt and the Americas, Canaan. Also, the Aztecs, the Mayans, they were all using it. They were using it when they died. There are accounts of emperors having this in their tombs. Archaeologists are afraid to open the tomb of China's first emperor. Villagers digging for a while discovered the site. No one has seen inside the tomb for almost 2,300 years. Emperor Qin's body was sealed within the tomb. It spans 98 square kilometers and includes his famous terracotta army consisting of 8,000 soldiers and horses. According to the historian Sima Quan, the workers who attended the tomb were walled alive in the Mausoleum at the end of the ceremony, so the secrets of its constructs would never be revealed. The tomb is protected by a multitude of traps. The emperor's bronze sarcophagus is surrounded by a vast river of mercury. The emperor believed it granted him immortality. Could this be linked to some tech? Red mercury and gold equals 187, which is the homicide code. Remember, Confucius said that the symbols rule the world. The elites have a secret language of symbols and numbers. It's called geometry. But yeah, who is the god of Mercury? It's Hermes. Mercury is the Roman god. Hermes is a Greek counterpart. Did you know that red mercury and gold equals 187, matching MH370, the flight that went missing in transit, which would be connected to Hermes? On that flight, apparently, there were several people with patterns for free energy tech. I don't know if you know the new information. That's cool. So that spins round. There's Mercury round here. This spins round. The portal opens. When the Stargate opens, takes you to different rounds, man. And then I'm just going to read. Red mercury is invisible when poured in front of the mirror. Red mercury is attracted to gold. Red mercury is a substance that, during the nuclear arms race, they tried to deny its existence because red mercury has the ability to shrink nuclear arms to the tiny size, so you could fit it in your pocket and still be as dangerous. Red mercury is repelled by garlic. They actually call it vampire blood. Vampires exist in the late 17th century and 18th centuries. Europe was infested by vampires. The situation got so bad that authorities stepped in, and even military officers investigated cases, and the conclusion was clear that vampires are real. Back in the day, people acknowledged and actually believed in vampires. It wasn't just a myth or stories of make-believe. The main focus was Eastern Europe, Serbia. Villagers began panicking after mysterious passings, one after another. Petar, Blagoge, Vic, a Serbian peasant who died in 1725. Shortly after his burial, Petar was said to have returned, knocking on doors and asking for food or shoes. Within days, those villagers began mysteriously passing away too. 9 people died in total, causing everyone to panic. Eventually, authorities dug up Petar's body to see what was going on, and they wanted to check closely to see if he was still alive. And they checked his beard and nails, and they had still been growing, and his body had not begun to decompose at all. His body looked fresh. They also found blood around his mouth. There were many other stories of other people, of vampires in history, and one Arnold Palo, which we will maybe talk about later. And also, don't forget the most famous one, Vlad the Impaler. That's the ancestor of King Charles of Japheth, man. Vlad the Impaler. Okay. The public custodian from the Hanoverian dynasty. Stargate. You possibly heard of Stargate. You may have heard of the TV show Stargate. When you look deep within your DNA, you'll remember a Stargate has. You'll remember a Stargate has the ability to access all the realms. They put this in films, computer games, everything they tell you in this realm is fiction, is very much real. Check out online Google Stargates and you'll see them everywhere. Mercury is often depicted as holding a cold caduceus, a rod with 2 snakes wrapped around it, and he's also sometimes shown wearing a winged cap and sandals, which reference his association with travel. Mercury, messenger of the gods, traveler, Stargate. Mercury has links to Stargates and traveling between dimensions. I think that's everything, man. So you got like Mercury there. Mercury goes on outside there. The ball spins around. The metal ball spins around. The Stargate's open. Check out the TV program. This is how we should travel. We should travel through the Stargates, man. You understand? We used to open up portals and go to different realms. There's loads of different lands way past the Antarctic Ice Wall, and this is how we used to get there, man. Do you understand? We used to use the ether, man, and portals. I've done all that now. Yeah. We've been taken over. You understand? This is a takeover, man. We want all of our stuff back, man. Not just the stuff that you think that we've lost, like in this round. We want the going through the portals on the lands connected to them as well, man. All of it, man. You understand? And you see the old Tartarian buildings, the bells rang. Reptilians, the reptilian seed, man. Lucifer's seed, man. You understand? I hate this shit, man. I hate it. Tesla, you understand? There it is again, people. Yes, I got this done, man. So glad. Piece of Shabbat coming up, man. Praise higher. Ask yourself, man. Why did they get rid of so many bells, man? Praise higher, the living creator forever and ever. Enjoy the rest of your Sabbath day. Stargates, man. Wow. Let's go through the portal.